Fala pessoal, vamos continuar com o Little Orpheus. Vamos selecionar aqui o nosso episódio Para Além da Lemúria. Bora lá então.
I was alive, General. Somehow, miraculously, I was alive. Some twist of fate, some hand of destiny, but I was alive. Strange as this new world was, I knew Toll must have come this way, and it was my task to find him. And it happened like this.
Beleza. Aparentemente a gente foi parar no deserto com o nosso Ivan Ivanovich. Bora lá.
The sun beat down on me relentlessly. The heat was unbearable. I was exhausted. Yet I could not stop. I had to go on. For 7 weeks I trudged across the desert. On the second day...
Please, comrade, if we may. I think we can skip the details, unless you consider them to be particularly relevant to the location of Little Orpheus.
Of course, General.
Ih, ele tá cansando.
We will simply omit the tale of the singing chasm, the oasis of mirrors, the sightings of Toll's Mienk aloft on their pterodactyls carrying parts of my crashed rocket drill over the horizon to Lemuria.
Wait, the what?
Singing chasm?
Not that, but the rocket drill.
Oh yes, General, the rocket drill. But what did Toll want with it? And why Lemuria?
Lemuria?
Lemuria, General.
I am not familiar with this Lemuria, comrade.
Well, that is because it does not exist, General. Or at least, so I thought.
Ih, ele não aguentou não, o calorzão, hein? Bora, meu filho, levanta aí, tem que sair desse deserto aí, senão já era. Beleza. O que é aquilo? Tá, apareceu do nada um castelo na nossa frente. O bicho tá ficando doidão já. Ô, louco. Bora, né? Ah, mentira, cara. Pensei que o bagulho ia dar certinho lá, não deu não. Tem que esperar um tempinho ali. Tá, isso aqui dá certo, hein? Agora o outro aqui tem que esperar. Aí, garoto. Aqui também. Boa.
Those strange crystals seem to exert an extraordinary hold over the stone blocks and arches. When they hummed, the whole city remade itself. Where they were missing, clearly looted by some villainous thief, the city was fallen to ruin. It was like a vast musical instrument, vandalized, and yet still attempting to toot.
Caraca, o bagulho é alto. Tem outro sino ali. Caramba, tem um barulho aqui de bicho aqui, hein?
How poetic. I am sure our engineers would be fascinated and baffled in equal measure. If the whole department hadn't been arrested for sedition last week, I would happily convey it to their skeptical ears.
Sedition, General?
What?
Really?
How poetic.
Ah, mas o negócio quebrou, aí ele fica enrolando ali. Vai, meu filho,
If
corre.
the whole department hadn't been arrested for sedition last week, I would happily convey it to their skeptical ears.
Sedition, General.
How poetic. I am sure our engineers would be fascinated and baffled in equal measure.
Não, larga esse trem,
If
vamos
the
ver.
whole department hadn't been arrested for sedition last week, I would happily convey it to their skeptical ears.
Sedition, General. Really? It is unfortunate news indeed.
I am joking, comrade.
Ah, tá, beleza. Só vamos, só vamos, só vamos, só vamos, só vamos. Vai, pula, 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 vaza. Eita! Aquele ali eu não sabia não,
I
velho.
am sure
Pô,
our
aí é
engineers would be
sacanagem.
fascinated and baffled in equal measure. If the whole department hadn't been arrested for
Sacanagem.
sedition last week, I would happily convey it to their skeptical ears.
Sedition, General. Really? It is unfortunate news indeed.
Ah, e
I
aí?
am joking, comrade.
Vem aqui, né? Vai cair em cima de mim de novo, não. Olha o bicho lá. Sobe, 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 sobe. Sobe, sobe, sobe. Ah, tá um frangão de asa ali. Acho que ele não vai atacar a gente, não. Ou vai. Vai sim. Caraca, velho. Tem mais sinos aqui. Eu vi a alavanca ali atrás já. Peraí, o que é isso aqui? Ah, tem que essa cabeça de lamparina ali de novo. Ah, bichado. Tá, ele não puxa mais, então não tem como eu levar ele mais pra frente. Tá, mesma coisa. Quebrou, aí fica levantando, caindo. Ah, tá, entendi. Vai, 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 vai. Nossa.
Oh, yes. The Mank were here, all right. Which meant whatever dastardly scheme Toll had, it was to be enacted on these burning sands.
And you will explain this in due course, I imagine.
Eminently, General. What you need to know first is this. I have told you already how parts of the devices the enslaved Mienk were forced to wear came from the surface.
Radio parts and so on, yes, from what you have told me. Assuming there were plenty of lost ships in the ocean as you claim, for Toll to have dredged up what he needed to assemble them.
Aha, good. You are one step ahead of me, General.
I said assuming.
Of course, assuming. Now, as I gazed in awe at the buildings rising and falling around me, I
E olha lá, ó,
realized that the
piruzão de
other
novo, ó,
major
piruzão, ó,
component
piruzão.
of those mind-controlling helmets was crystal.
Sai
Toll
fora,
had
piruzão.
raided Lemuria for them. He knew the city. He knew the crystals could amplify vibrations and waves, and was using them to boost the signal of the radio parts to exert his control over the Minx. Which meant...
Bora, filho, bora, filho, bora. Bora, 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 bora.
Yes?
Imagine, General, what such
Acorde.
amplification could achieve when fused to the finest atomic science our great Soviet civilization has produced.
Wait. I do not understand. You said Toll was planning on using the bomb to shatter the Earth's crust to return to the surface.
A tragic mistake, General. He had not recognized the extent of his mad ambitions.
You mean to imply Toll would have attempted to enslave the Russian people? Puh. The will of the Soviet citizen is mighty and strong.
To you, perhaps, as
É
a
uns
trained
cabeça
warrior.
lamparina.
But consider, perhaps instead, a humble son of a toy maker from Tomsk.
Ah, yes. Perhaps we have our share of simpletons, after all.
Meu Deus. Como que ele não viu? Vai, fi. Vai, perto de aí. Tá, desceu uma plataforma lá atrás. Bora. Vai, ele para sozinho aqui, cara. Pula aí, meu irmão. Me ajuda. Esse, mané. Opa. Boa. Que é isso, um relógio?
The vast pictograms told of a history of wonders. They seem to suggest the Lemurians were travelers from another world, where a mysterious clock seemed to stand.
That is very mysterious. As mysterious as the location of little Orpheus, perhaps.
Ah, yes, of course, General. I am just getting to that.
Relógio, hein? Tô escutando mais cabeça lamparina aí, ó. Olha lá. Tá, ele tá parado. Então eu vou subir aqui, vamos ver. Tá, se eu cair aqui, será que ele vê? Não. Opa! O que eu faço? Ah, tá, entendi. Nossa, foi por pouco. Opa! E agora? Beleza. Já é.
As I bravely explored that ancient city, a question was gnawing at my mind. What did it mean that the Lemurians had foreseen the coming of Tol? And who was the man from above that was celebrated as the savior of the Myenkf? It was almost as if they could read the future in their crystals.
Tranquilo.
The bells of Lemuria tolled and tolled, a roaring symphony, a crescendo of peals that set the city dancing. each note causing the
Ó o
crystals
frangão,
to
ó o
shimmer
frangão.
and cascade with light. But the sandstorm was
Então
no
vai vir na
natural
conta.
phenomenon, and the bells
Vai
did not
travar na
ring
pedra.
for celebration. Something was very wrong here.
Aside from the pterodactyls and the nymph and the dancing stones and the ancient magical prophecies
mais de
and the
né?
crystals and now the giant bears, you mean?
If you don't want me to continue, General, then I can easily just quietly go home.
Don't think Chepucho will get you out of this one, comrade.
Outro. Mais um. Que isso, mano? Tamanho desse sino. Agora. Corre. Corre, fi. Ah, para, mano. Peraí. Tá, não entendi. Meu Deus. O que eu tenho que fazer aqui, cara? Então, tem que calcular certinho a hora dele parar em cima da falha dele, que é em cima desse montinho. Isso. Boa. Próximo. Cadê o montinho, gente? Cadê o montinho? Ai, meu Deus do céu. Aqui. Show. Vai. Perto tempo não. É 2 sinos. Pera aí. Vai. Caraca, mano.
I raced through those magical structures, a righteous fire in my heart. I was like Dobrynya Nikitsch, prepared to strike at the dragon who threatened my homeland.
Your heroism is only surpassed by your modesty.
On the contrary, General, I chose Dobrynya carefully. Like him, I am a simple peasant.
Tem mais trap por aí, ó o sino
Fate that
tocando.
chose me to descend to the Earth's core.
It was General Komanyin who chose you to descend to the Earth's core. But don't let that get in the way of your story.
Oh, well then. Award General Polkovnik Komanyin the highest medal in the world.
He already has several of those.
I cannot take credit for his wisdom in sending me.
Mais frangão pra frente. Sai fora, frangão. Ah, tô escutando um barulho estranho aqui. Ah, era isso.
What was once a rocket drill ship, built to burrow into the Earth, was now a mighty vessel, repurposed to blast off into the skies.
Achamos o Little Orpheus. Caraca, mano. Tá, pô. Ah, que beleza. Eu pensei que ele ia subir. Então, eu vou dar um tempinho aqui, né? Às vezes ele vai subir um pouco, eu pulo lá na beirada do outro lá. O jogo fica trollando a gente. E aí? Lá no outro. Boa. Caralho,
There
velho,
was no
aquele
doubt that Paul was
bigodudo
headed
lá
for the strange
colocou
world with its clock.
foguete aí pra
Although
virar uma
then
nave,
I was
né?
yet to understand. But there was no time to consider. No time
Aqui
for
eu... Ai,
questions.
meu Deus do céu. Aqui eu tenho que esperar. Caraca, mano. Eita peste. Pensei que o pedrego ia pegar na orelha dele ali. É fora. Tá, escorrega, escorrega e pula. Não. Tá. Ah, entendi. Pela madrugada, viu? Tá de zoeira mesmo. Pera aí, vou esperar. Sobe, desce aí, mundiça. Pronto. Aqui.
Paul was on the rocket. Little Orpheus was on the rocket. And wherever they were headed, I must head there too, to thwart his plans, recover my drill, and save the world.
O bicho é corajoso, né, rapaz? Isso aí a gente não pode negar. Ah, mas soltou por quê, mano?
Will our enthusiastic yet disorientated hero be burnt to a cinder by the rocket's engines? Will he be smashed into the rock that surely must be beyond the Lemurian skies? Does Nikolai Petrovich Kamenyan really need any more medals? What was the strange clock, and what could it all mean? All of these questions, and more, will be answered, if you're extremely lucky, in the next exciting episode of Little Orpheus!
Beleza, pessoal. Terminamos mais um episódio. No próximo a gente se encontra aqui. Valeu!